We don't do speculation on this channel. We do the record. And the record on Dalton Etherly, the man known online as Thug the Builder, just got a lot more entertaining and not in a good way for him. I mean, my bad. It's Chud the Builder, I think. We're going to call him Thug the Builder on this channel. Etherly was scheduled in Montgomery County General Sessions Court at 9 a.m. for a civil debt case he owed $3,300 on. He missed it. Default judgment entered against him. So naturally, the move wasn't to fix that. It was to come back 4 hours later and not to make things right with the court, to make content. Investigators testified Etherly approached a man named Joshua Fox. He was carrying a selfie stick, main character energy for a guy who just lost a case to a credit company that morning, guys. He walked away. Fox followed him. Thug then turned his body into what investigators called it a bladed stance. It sounds tactical, reads more like a man who's never been in a real fight trying to look like he had, and reached for a firearm in his jacket pocket. A physical altercation followed, and Thug fired multiple shots. 5 of them struck Joshua Fox. 1 struck Etherly. Thug himself right in the arm. He shot himself. He got 7 shell casings were recovered on the scene. They got a surveillance video. No audio captured the entire encounter. But before we go further, here's what WKRN's original recap of how we got here. Roll that clip, boy.
This morning, the controversial online streamer known as
Chud the Builder. We're going to return that and roll that clip, bro. We're going to return that and roll that clip, bro.
This morning, the controversial online streamer known as Chud the Builder is expected in a Nashville courtroom.
Jaxie is back in studio with us now to show us what's planned for today. Jaxie, good morning.
Nicole and Mark, Dalton Eatherly, a.k.a. Chud the Builder, is scheduled to appear in Davidson County today as he faces 3 misdemeanor charges stemming from an incident at a downtown Nashville hotel. Eatherly, who is also facing separate felony charges in Montgomery County, is set for a preliminary hearing before Judge Melissa Blackburn in General Sessions Court. Court records show the Nashville cases include theft under $1,000, disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest. The charges are from a May incident at Bob's Steak and Chop House inside the Omni Hotel. Investigators say Eatherly live streamed inside the restaurant after staff asked him not to, then refused to pay a more than $370 tab after being told to leave. At his last court appearance, a bench warrant was issued after he did not appear for a scheduled Davidson County hearing. We'll be following the hearing this morning to learn whether this case moves forward. Mark.
All right, Jaxie, thank you so much.
Hey, man, that's crazy. So he going inside steakhouses, if you didn't know, and, you know, he eating up the good steak. He eating steak and potatoes, and he like, well, you know, I'm streaming, you know, and he tried to play like he wasn't streaming. They was like, you still streaming? You know, we know you still streaming. Stop, bro. And he was like, man, I ain't stopping, or whatever he said, and kept streaming. And then they was like, look, you need to leave, sir. Thug got mad and said, I ain't paying. He said, I ain't paying. Thug said, I ain't paying, man. That's the case in a nutshell. You know, he walked out of the restaurant. I need to go check out this steakhouse, see what they talking about. You know, he walked out of there. He thought everything was good, and he went over to talk to some cops, and they were like, put your hands behind your back, buddy. Come here. So Thug got arrested like a few minutes after he was eating. But that's the case in a nutshell. Before we get to today, you know, I want to put a face to all this, you know, the person who's actually hurting all this, you know. Who is Joshua Fox? And now let me tell you who Joshua Fox is, because his name deserves to be said clearly, right? He's a 31-year-old disabled Army veteran, 6 years of service from 2014 to 2020. He got 3 kids. He a husband. He was at the courthouse that day living his life, doing what he's supposed to do, and being at court at the right time. His mother, Caroline Smith, wrote on the GoFundMe, our family never imagined we would find ourselves in this situation. On May 13th, our son Josh was shot multiple times. While we are incredibly grateful that Josh survived, he now faces a long road of medical care, rehabilitation, and emotional healing. all because of a thug. Now, that link I'm going to put in the description for his GoFundMe. So if you can give. If you can share it, all right? But these are the charges that Dalton, I can't even say his name. We just going to call him Thug again. Thug faces 4 charges: attempted murder, employing a firearm during a dangerous felony, aggravated assault, reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon. That boy got some charges on him, bro. The attempted murder charge alone is like 15 to 60 years, man. When investigators searched his truck in his home, they got a bulletproof vest, a rifle, shotgun, ammunition, and I think it was a one-way airline ticket to Istanbul. I don't know why he was going to Istanbul, but it was like 9 days after the shooting. So, nothing says like I trust the justice system like a one-way ticket out of the country booked before the swelling even went down on his own gunshot wound. It's crazy, man. This is crazy. So let me tell y'all what came out in court today. Today, June 17, Etherly was in a Nashville courtroom, not for the courthouse shooting, right? It was for 3 separate cases tied to a restaurant incident, the one I just told y'all about, right? He showed up in the county's finest, right? He got the new suit on. I know he had a new suit on outside the courthouse, but they put him in the new suit. This one, it was yellow, man. They put him in the yellow suit, man. He ain't had no selfie stick, just a yellow jumpsuit that he didn't even pick out himself, man. His attorney told the judge people have been threatening Thug online, and some of those threats were against his infant son. Now, y'all let that sit for a second, right? This same man who spent over a year walking up to strangers, calling them slurs, and broadcasting their reactions for engagement is now asking a judge, give me some protection. I need to be in PC from strangers doing the exact same thing back to him. Really? Classic, bro. Don't take my word for it. Here's today's clip. We finna roll that clip, baby. I'm just tripping, y'all. Nah, we going back, y'all.
Online influencer Chud the Builder will remain behind bars, accused of attempted murder and linked to dozens of violent videos online. Good evening and welcome to News 2 at 5. I'm Bob Mueller.
And I'm Haley Wilkes. News 2's Lexi Wilson explains what happened in a Davidson County courthouse this morning.
Dalton Etherly, better known as Chud the Builder, enters a Davidson County courtroom Wednesday. The social media influencer facing charges in Nashville after he refused to stop live streaming inside a restaurant at the Omni Hotel and then refused to pay. But the hearing today mostly focused on a separate case in Montgomery County. Prosecutors played videos and reviewed social media posts made by Etherly, posted before the shooting outside the Montgomery County courthouse. They were racist and violent.
So even social media would recognize what he's saying is improper? Yes, sir. And improper is a nice word, correct? Yes. All right.
Etherly is charged with attempted murder in that case.
Ouch.
Etherly's attorney argued the court should consider threats his client receives online.
Mr. Etherly has made complaints about people making threats to him, correct? In fact, to the local sheriff, well, I say local, we're in Davidson County, but to the Montgomery County Sheriff's Department, he's made several complaints, including people threatening to chop his infant son's head off.
Man, that's horrible.
In the end, the judge sided with...
Let me say that. That's horrible, man. Y'all should not be doing that, bro. I hope nobody I know is doing something like that, bro. Don't do that, bro. Don't threaten people, man. Period. On either side, man. That ain't right, man. Don't threaten people, man. That's what'll get you in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Even other people and other internet, personalities and people are doing all kind of foolish things, man. But stop threatening people online because you basically telling the world that that you'll do some harm. Them alphabet boys gonna come up and talk to you. So don't threaten people online, man. It's not smart, bro. It's not smart.
Prosecutors revoked Etherly's Davidson County bond, citing concerns about the violent social media posts. Etherly's attorney filed a motion to dismiss the charges in Nashville, but that was not addressed today.
Mr. Etherly is looking at being held without bond on misdemeanors that he ought to have been cited for. And he's charged with a resisting arrest that I think even the state would capitulate as improper.
His next court appearance in Davidson County is set for June 25th. Etherly is also facing a $1 million bond in the Montgomery County shooting case.
Alrighty. So you know what? We're gonna be back here on June 25th. That's what it sounds like. We want to see what happened to old Thug here. You just watched that clip, right? And the judge wasn't moved at all, right? She was talking about the violent content in Etherly's own post. They watching videos, they watching all his violent and racist posts. And they revoked his bond in all 3 of his cases anyway. They ain't care about none of that, man. Ain't nobody listen to that foolishness, man. Ain't nobody paying no attention to that foolishness, man. And during that same hearing, investigators also described new detail from the Clarksville surveillance footage, right? According to that testimony, the video shows shots being fired before Thug and Fox hit the ground, with the shell casing ejecting from the firearm and a ricochet striking a concrete planter. That's what he said, right? The investigator testified that based on the ricochet and casing, Fox had not yet been hit at that point in the struggle. So they watched the video. They was in there piecing it together, man. They done tried that boy, man. That's a new piece of the sequence. Not who swung first, not who provoked who, just where the shots landed relative to the moment both men went down. So the Montgomery County case is still bound over to the grand jury. The prosecution's argument has been that Thug had no reason to be at the courthouse and provoked the confrontation. The defense argument has been that Fox struck first, and that's what triggered the shooting. Now, both of these arguments are still live, right? And today's testimony didn't resolve either one. It just added detail to what the cameras caught. And I'm almost sure there's some more footage around, because whenever people see Thug, people start bringing the cameras out. And I heard that there's more footage, but we ain't seen no more footage just yet. But I'm sure that the investigators got a hold of that footage. Joshua Fox is still recovering from gunshot wounds that nearly took his life. His mother is raising 2 of his children while he looks for a new place to live. Now, that part of the story doesn't change no matter what happens in the courtroom, right? And remember, we don't forget on this channel. We stay on the record until the record is complete. Joshua Fox GoFundMe link is in the description. Subscribe for ongoing coverage of this case as it moves towards trial. Drop your thoughts in the comment. Remember, we don't forget. Peace.